I didn't catch it from the first time you said it. 2 seconds ago.
Okay.
Okay,
We'll try
hi.
this again.
I'm Lucretia.
And I'm Richard.
Well, look who's on YouTube at, what heck time is it tonight? 6:11 p.m. I just got a hankering. No makeup, no fixed hair. You know what really did it though? First of all, hi Naj. Thank you so much for coming by. We may be the only two, although I think Kaylee will probably come by. But it was just impromptu. But what made me do it was I got a fire in my fireplace for the first time in a long time. And I didn't have one this Christmas season. I didn't have one this whole Christmas season because I have a broken glass out of my fireplace. I keep forgetting where my camera is. Out of my fireplace cover. And it dawned on me tonight, long before we had glass cover over this fireplace. Oh, well, there's my little sister. I was just getting ready to say this, Priscilla, hello. Long before we had a glass fireplace covering, we just had the screen. The screen, that's all we had. Now granted, our dad was a fireman, and so he was very extra conscious of looks like Linda's. Now is that a plus or is that a negative? Considering Linda passed away 6 years ago, Priscilla, I could take that really negatively, and Linda would be laughing that I said that. You know that. Oh yes, very much similarities between us. So long before we had fireplace with, a glass fire cover, we just had the darn, we just had the little thingy. So anyways, I just thought I would, no, it's good. She had nice thick hair. Well, my hair is thinning, and your daughter pointed it out to me recently. I don't know if we were even videoing or she just looked at my hair. She said, your hair is so thin. Some people should just, yeah, Naj, Priscilla, we are number 5 and number 6 out of 6 daughters that our parents had. So we are very much, girls. I have coffee dripping. If you will just kind of, Ashley said that. She said my hair was thinning. Kaylee, hi Kaylee, thank you for coming. I did zip Kaylee a quick text. I'm going to run and grab my coffee. Did you see that I'm on live now? Oh, it didn't show up. That's weird. Yes, I'm on live. I have a little fire in my fire. No, it hadn't been charged. No, when you said that the other day, you took it down, but you didn't put it on and I didn't put it on. So, all right, let me get back over there. We only got 3 people in there right now, but Priscilla, Kaylee, and a friend, Naj. All right. Sorry about that, but I did need some coffee. I did need some coffee. Well, so Priscilla's having a conniption fit that I don't have the glass piece replaced that's broke. And I didn't feel the need to. So what I'm going to do is I just thought, what am I going to do? I'm getting ready to work on a video. I have the video itself uploaded, and now I'm getting ready to, I'm going to edit it, and I'm going to give you kind of a preview verbally of it. I think maybe I've told Kaylee, pretty sure I told Priscilla about it. Join the club. Yeah, well, and you know what? It's very exclusive, and we don't just let anyone in. That is right. You have to have special permission. So I'm going to give you a kind of a preview here. I'm just full of energy about it because, well, I know it needs glass, Kaylee. I'm not going to like build. See, it's just got, if you can look over my shoulder, you see it's just got a little bit of a flame. Voila. But it just dawned on me tonight. I don't have to have, I could have a fire without it. So I ran across a channel, Pure Living for Life. And I'm going to pull their channel up on the screen. This is driving me crazy. And I feel like I gotta do something. I'm going to work on the video. Where did we go? All right. So I need to share the screen. Chrome tab. And this is their channel. So Pure Living for Life is a homestead, off-grid homestead, northern Idaho area channel. And they were stalked mercilessly. I think I'd never said the word before. They were stalked mercilessly by what they thought was a group of people. As it turns out, it really is likely not a group of people. It was a psychopath, and that's their word. And I have a feeling they know what they're talking about because they've lived through it. It was a psychopath who, for whatever reason, had it in for them. Very possibly, who knows, maybe it was because they were making money on YouTube. They are at, let's see, how many, they have 538,000 subscribers. However, they point out that what happened to them could happen to any size channel. It also happened to Jared Crocker, his channel. I know that Carolyn's RV Life, it happened too, though I'm not sure by the same person. And I'm pretty sure the same person did the Crockers as well as Pure Living for Life and some other channels that they talk about. So they wanted people. I've got to get rid of that. They wanted, their goal was, it's more kind of like circle the wagons. The more people who stand up against this behavior, at least these people or person knows that people are not just going to stand by and let it happen. So I realize my channel, which is much smaller, as a matter of fact, I just had it up here. I think it's 1,452 subscribers now. That a channel my size, it could happen to my channel. It could happen to, just because there are 500,000 subscribers, Carolyn's RV Life is not 500,000, it's around 100,000. Psycho leading the attacks, but others, yes, it appears one psycho with potentially, and they have really worked this through, with multiple personality disorder, having potentially 1,000 or more screen names. I know, having conversations with themselves on screen. Okay, fire, come on. And that this person did grievous harm to them. This person followed them. So they didn't follow them. Let me rephrase that. This person brought other people in. So Pure Living for Life was not the only victim. There are victims that don't even know they're victims. They engaged people to go who lived in the area, other YouTube channels, by the way, to go kind of spy on them and take pictures of them. There's a whole story. I don't want to tell the whole story other than it's just, for me, it's something that's so unconscionable to do to other people. They even threatened the life of their baby, unborn baby. They called DHS on them when they had said unborn baby eventually, just because they could. Because you could call and make a complaint against anybody, and there has to be an initial door knock to see if that's founded. So, Priscilla, no, they are working to, it was line screw, not with these folks though. Personally, I'd never sent the FBI a certified letter asking for help. Carolyn, yes, I know, Carolyn did. I believe someone actually went to jail over Carolyn's RV life. They threatened her life, and it was very much potentially real. They do have a guy on footage going around these people's gate, going up to the house, looking around. Travel Dreamer 46, welcome. Thank you so much for coming in. It is horrible what happened to them. And I'll tell you what, they went off air for a couple of years, I believe, because I just stumbled across them. I stumbled across an initial video, and it really quickly took me right to the video about them just now coming back. And I just was shocked. And, you know, I was a little scared. I'll tell you, I'll be real honest. It's a little frightening because I did do my video on their behalf. They don't know me from Adam, never will. But I have the little X in as my logo for now. For the rest of the month, that red X, that's what it stands for. They're asking people to do that. If you could share this out to your social media for right now, for this evening, it would be really helpful. So, and I'm not yet, Kaylee, the X right there, that would be it. As a way to be solidified with them, stand beside them. And you know, I said in my video, for me, coming from a father who was a fireman, who ran into the fire, a man who was a World War II veteran and was not drafted, but ran into the Navy. Once I realized what happened to these people, truthfully, it didn't cross my mind not to stand beside them. I really probably can't do any good for them because I'm so small. Right now, there's 4 people in here, as a matter of fact. 4 people that I love and I'm grateful for, by the way. But the fact of the matter is that every single person that stands beside them is going to get the message out at least to one person who may not ever run across, otherwise have ran across this channel. So I was so impressed with these people and what they did. I mean, they went apparently back east to go to school to learn how to make this timber frame house. Eventually, apparently, Jesse and Alyssa is their name. Jesse had sold a house that he had, and a part of the money they made from YouTube or whatever, and the sale of the house, he was able to buy a small plane. And these people are the plane. We're tracking the plane, kind of like how they tracks this. The high school kid has figured out how to track Elon Musk's plane. Well, we definitely, Priscilla, we're not taught to stand down. Even though I get butterflies in my stomach about things sometimes, I wouldn't be able to go to sleep thinking, oh, I didn't see that. I didn't hear that. That's not something, You know, that's their problem. They're big boys and girls. They're a big channel. No, that's not right. And that doesn't comport with what I believe right and wrong is in life. Can you imagine doing all that, building your own house, and then having to live in fear because of a psycho who can influence others to harm them? Absolutely. And it would be paralyzing. So I thought back over my couple of years here on YouTube. Do you know how many times I've shown the front of my house? Y'all know where I live. There's no going back. The genie is out of the bottle. I've said it a million times. I don't think anybody's coming after us by any means, but it just never truly didn't cross my mind that I would ever, somebody might ever get angry enough. Or by the way, maybe I did nothing wrong. These people did nothing wrong to create the situation. One of them said something that I loved to hear them say. One of the questions they get is, what did you do to make this person so angry to want to do this to you? Well, that's really victim shaming. And that's like saying the victim caused the situation to happen. No, it's not the case. These people did nothing but be on YouTube. They could have had a channel that had 1,000 and likely would have, this person would have been upset at them no matter what. Saying my dad was U.S. Marine running toward the danger, not away. Rip Daddy. Yes, Rip Kaylee's dad. Thank you for your service, sir, wherever you're at right now. It's painful, you know, and watching these people pick up themselves out of that heap of fear. I imagine they had a brand new baby. I'd go hide too. I was crazy protective of my son. He's 32 years old and I still, you know, got GPS on us, you know, between us. Shh, don't tell him. Some bullies get away with their behavior. What they really need is a good whooping. We come from the same school, literally. Yes, ma'am. Of course, the FBI could track them down. Of course, the FBI could track them down. But it's not that important for them to track them down. That's all I'm saying. So, and the local police were of, let's see if I can explain this, how helpful the local police near where they lived were. Like a big fat zeros, no help. And by the way, just part of that is because they don't have the knowledge of how to help, that they're not really overly knowledgeable with this stuff online, technical stuff. It's all I can do to push the button that says go live. I can only imagine, you know, somebody who has never had any training at all. Blame the victim. That's why Psycho has gotten away with his behavior. Absolutely. Exactly why. And yeah, I wouldn't mind. I mean, we have to know that there's people out there willing to help. Really, really willing to help. That I know they have those teams. So I highly encourage people to just go check them out. Don't take my word for it. Who am I? Just little tiny boop, blip on the screen of YouTube. She was a oh my gosh, I was horrible helicopter mom. Okay, so we were at the fair, and I would say that my son was 7, and I was a tyrant child. So I mean, my parents couldn't really control me once I was able to get away from them, and I knew they weren't going to track me down and actually kill me. So I don't know what happened with me and being a mom, but my sister Priscilla was at the fair with us, and he went on. I don't know what those swings are. You're sitting in a swing, and there's chains, and you kind of go up high. I'm terrified of heights. That's probably the reason. And I was boo-hoo sobbing. I was beside myself. He was probably 8, 9. He was old enough to be in it, and he was fairly bright child. Okay, it's not like he was going to just undo the latch and climb out. But I was beside myself. It's like I felt my body separating from itself out in fear, and I don't know. I was just not. I was a problem mother. Channels that spew hatred encourage others to go unhinged. Yes. And these people changed their names too. They changed their names, and they have multiple, probably, they said over 1,000 screen names. I remember explicitly Alyssa saying they could envision this person, the psychopath person, not the people they kind of engaged into this, but the psychopath, in a room with computers all around and literally going back and forth between computers. I shouldn't be laughing because this person probably, but it's, this is a different level of problem. It's a frightening level. Kaylee, not me. I love them dearly, but I just have a different parenting. Oh, she does, but she very much, she wasn't a helicopter mom like me. No, that's true. That's true. She just let hers run wild in the backyard, out in the middle of nowhere. Not really. I remember that ride back then, even more dangerous than now. There's a young lady who, this beautiful Australian girl. I don't know if you've heard the story, but she had been on this ride, and she was off of it, and she stepped back on the track to retrieve her phone, and she's alive, but this child will never, I think they said every bone in her body was broken. Her face was horribly disfigured. She's had multiple surgeries. They're going to be lucky if her mental faculties are fully intact. I don't know that they've even brought her out of this coma, and it's been the better part of a year. I was never someone who went on height rides. I am terrified of heights. There's a reason I'm 5'3". I was not meant to be high. You were hysterical. Hysterical. I was hysterical. I probably embarrassed the crap out of him. I'd have been worried, but not hysterical. It was hysteria. It was straight hysteria. I wanted Brent to know I was capable. I just didn't want him to die. I just didn't want him to die. Man, hold it against me the rest of my life. I just didn't want him to die. So let me check my coffee here. See my little fire in the back. So this next week, I am going to get my piece of glass, and I am going to go to my channel and show you where we're at right now on it. We're making progress. It's slow but steady progress, and I'm very grateful for every little bit of progress that we do make. Go to my channel. Oh, no, that's not what I wanted to do. Let's go to analytics. And we'll go to live count. Okay, so back over here. All right, what I'm going to do is I think you will know if I ever start drinking again, and it won't be just a comment that Ashley said my hair was thinning. Yes, she did, and she has lost her mind. If she does not remember that, I'll find it. It's on a text message. Joy Bless Life, thank you guys for coming by. Just having a chat about security, about cyber security when you have a channel. And I was talking about a channel that I have ran across, Pure Living for Life, and the nightmare that they went through for the last 5 years, being stalked, harassed, life threatened, real life, online and in real life. It's been a nightmare. So I should have my video supporting them up tomorrow. And you'll be able to see that, but definitely concerned about that, as everybody should be. All right, so I was going to pull up on my screen here a little channel analytics, share screen. So we're at 1,452 subscribers, and this is what it's looked like. This is how it's grown. I'm just going to put the last 90 days. So a very steady, we kind of stalled out around middle of December, but we had went from 1435 to right around 1452 in a matter of a month, something like that. I think that's what that is. And then we've kind of held steady since the middle of December, a little dip about a week ago, and now we're back up again. And I'm very happy with it. If I look at the statistics over the lifetime of the channel, that's what it looks like. So, you know, here's where it kind of started over in here. Oh, wow. There's our first subscriber on June 6th, May. Well, let's see. Let's go back. Over here. March 24th. And then just as of February of 2020, we've had a steady rise. And it looks like it's stalled out, but it's not. It's just been slower since we came back from Quartzsite a year and a half ago. It really took me a year to just decompress and kind of start thinking about what did I learn through this first part of our channel building process. What did I learn, and how did I go about it? You know, I guess that's kind of my question. Why am I here? What happened? Why am I here? And what am I going to do tomorrow? That kind of thing. And how is Richard doing? Richard is doing okay. Richard has not quit smoking cigarettes, so he can't have surgery. It's his free will choice. I have very little, I have empathy, but no sympathy, because he knows what kind of pain he's in. It just tells you, though, how serious the addiction to nicotine is. Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, I'm just
Would my son-in-law like to say hello to some friends? It's just a handful of people.
What's going on, peoples?
This is my son-in-law. Someday we're going to do a show together, mix it up a little. This is.
I'll get on my knees.
He's-
I was born that way anyway.
He's 6'4", so this
6'3".
is 6'3". This is my son-in-law Josh, and this be Travel Dreamer 46, Priscilla, little sister, who you know.
Hi, Priscilla.
Joy Bless Life, Kaylee, who always saves my butt.
Kaylee likes the Marillion song Kaylee from 1984.
He knows, Priscilla, he knows as much about music as Chuck. I know it's hard to imagine.
No, I know more than
He knows more. Don't tell Nancy. He knows more than Chuck. So this is a couple people. I did it as an impromptu live stream.
I got to remaster the Pointer Sisters today. May 2nd, 1984.
Oh, wow. A remaster of the Pointer Sisters.
Yeah, Anita Pointer would have been 75 next Monday if she didn't die last month. So I'm doing her, and then I'm doing Anita Baker 2 days later. It's Anita week. Anita.
Anita week. He also plays the drums and got a drum set right across from my room. In his room. Yeah, he said he's going to start using it. A Travel Dreamer says, hello, joyless life.
Hello, Travel Dreamer.
So you had, let's see, we had a stalker in my live stream. So my friend with a big YouTube channel told me not to use my last name on social media. And now rumors, Donnie and I are not married because I don't have a last name on social. Oh, for God's sake. See, that's the craziness. I was saying, here's the problem for me. From the beginning, I have been so open. And you've been, let's see, Donnie and I will celebrate 30 years married in May. You know, that's the craziness of this whole thing that happens out here in the netherworld of YouTube, of social media. It doesn't matter if it's YouTube, it's TikTok, it's whatever. But people, once they just want to do this to people, they just do it. And it's really hard to stop. And so that's why you see the X in my logo has got the X. And that is supporting. I'm going to show their channel once more. Supporting them. Pure Living for Life. I strongly, these two videos are so good. They did, this person, if you notice right here, they did really lewd cartoon-like videos of their channel, of them personally. These are just really sweet people building a really cool off-grid house. And by the way, doing it themselves. Doing it themselves. And there's her little garden. By the way, I do now have the ability to have a garden this year, and I'm excited about that. So, could do a music trivia night. Oh goodness, that's what Josh and I could do, is music trivia. Josh knows music. Roy and Becky's Travels. Hey, hey, howdy, howdy, Roy and Becky. Thank you for coming in. It's late where you're at, isn't it? 6:43, 7:43. It's either 7:43 or 8:43 there. We're just talking about we're talking about this channel right here. I don't think I can show their channel enough. It is Pure Living for Life. And the pure torture and nightmare that these people were put through by a psychopath, as they say it. That's not my words, but I agree with them. A psychopath forced off of YouTube. And by the way, they have over 500,000 subscribers, and they've been off YouTube for a couple years, just getting back on. That is the German Shepherd, and he is not hurt. But when he's playing, he has a super high-pitched bark.
He sounds like a sea lion.
He sounds like a sea lion. Yeah, Josh, that makes sense. So the video that I did, and I'm doing it in support of them, like they're asking from everybody, is about this ugly topic of stalking and harassing of people, either cyber or otherwise, because they were stalked, harassed, threatened in all manner. And so, yeah, that video will be out tomorrow sometime. That's what I was working on today, and I didn't get it completed. I'm not going to get it completed. Joyless life. I'm high-functioning autistic Asperger syndrome, so it's safer for me not to use my last name on social in case I am by myself. if Dawn is working. Sounds like a smart idea to me. I have not been very smart about this.
Nope.
I have driven up to my house on countless occasions. I can't even pretend like people don't know where I live now. You know my street. You know the grade school that's at the end of it. As I've talked about going to school there, all of my 6 years of grade schooling. My street I drive in on, the community I live in. I have. Kaylee said she heard that, Josh. I think you heard Alex, my son.
What?
No, just
Tell Kaylee I said Marillion.
Mm.
Kaylee, 1984. It's her theme song.
Josh says your theme song is Marillion, 1984.
And it's called Kaylee.
It's called Kaylee. And so I really was foolish. And I remember when we came back from Quartzsite and I was driving home and I was right on my street. Arvine with G starts yelling at me to turn the camera around, because I had the camera facing my house like I had done 1,000 times before we ever went to Quartzsite. And so, yes, I think for sure my last name is known. And if they know the last name, they can find your house, your record. I know, also, I do understand that whole thing. Yeah.
Switch to the other camera now.
No, that's all right. We'll let it. I'm going to be doing a live stream Sunday, and so I'll use it. I'll just have it charging for Sunday.
How
So
does the lighting work?
it was as good as it was ever going to be tonight, Brent. It was just a pop-up live stream. Didn't really care about the lighting. I did turn it on. I do, and so I now.
Really well.
Good. I now understand that there's dangers in that, and I just didn't. I just thought I was really a novice, and I'm not. I'm more of a half glass full person, very half glass full person, and so I don't really feel a lot, and I'm pretty fearless, except for heights. I don't like anything that goes high. I'm extremely fearful of heights. So and I'm so open. I mean, my life is fairly open. Y'all know I'm a recovering alcoholic. I'll be sober 28 years shortly on Valentine's Day. And I mean, I've lived here in this house, the biggest chunk of my life. It's just, I never really realized foolishly that I could put myself and unfortunately my family at risk. And by the way, by doing nothing wrong. So anyways, there'll be more on this. I'm like giving away the whole topic of my upcoming video, but I was looking at it and I knew I wasn't going to finish it tonight, and I had way too much energy to just go to bed. And so I thought, well, I'll just go on and see what other people are up to. So has anybody else really experienced what you would say is especially dogged attacks? Okay, so I think everybody occasionally gets somebody come into their live stream, or I've had what has happened to me on my comments. Kaylee pointed it out to me in the beginning, is that I was getting some completely inappropriate comments, because that's, I think, what happens everywhere. These adult sites, they go put their link there and, hope somebody catches onto it. And so, let's see. Travel Dreamer 46, it's best that folks change their channel if they have their last name in their channel. It's best. Okay, well, I've never had my last name in my channel. Somewhere I know that my last name has been said or seen or something. And now I understand why, because there are people who have nothing better to do than to go after other people and make their lives miserable. Misery not only loves company, but they want to create more misery. So, and as I explained early on, is that don't reveal your birthdays or birth dates either.
You can't just
You mean having a birthday party? I have, and I've said I'm 61. I mean, I've done everything wrong. I'm going to make a, so I'm going to hear you just, oh, you just triggered something. I'm going to make a list of all the mistakes I've made on YouTube. That's a really good video, I think. All the mistakes I've made, and hopefully nobody else will need to make. I am lucky to this point. I have not had, the stalker that was in my live stream had flown across the country to stalk Jacob. His teenage daughter, that's why my YouTube friend told. Oh my gosh. Oh wow, that's frightening. See, that's frightening. That sends shivers, very much shivers. Wow. That people have that kind of time. But again, those type of people, is my estimation, are sociopaths at the very least. And you know, there is some difference between a sociopath and a psychopath. It's kind of sometimes splitting hairs, but I don't want to have to deal with any of that, because it brings out I'm very capable of taking care of myself. I'm very capable and competent at taking care of myself. And I have people in my life that would very willingly help me take care of myself. A number of people directly in my life that I wouldn't want them to have to be involved. And I don't want anybody else's life to be, in jeopardy. But I'm just saying, I've made mistakes, and I wish now I could rewind the clock. Because sometimes there's people I go, why don't they share more about who they are or where they're from? That's just true ignorance. I actually came to my place of employment years ago. Same people came out of the woodwork. Social media. Oh my gosh. Decided to go after the innocents. I just don't get it. You know what I've seen, I've gotten lots of. Because once I started on TikTok, which my son strong-armed me into. It is fun because it's just like that. You don't have to know nothing. All you have to do is know how to look at the camera or point your camera, and you got something up there. You don't have to edit it. You don't have to anything as rough, raw, whatever. And I kind of like that. But anyways, I started getting more and more inappropriate comments, on wanting, where do I private message? Well, let's see, I don't private message. And there's a reason. I always tell them I don't private message. I can chat with you right here just as well as I can anywhere else. I just don't do it. And then there's people that will push further and further. And then there's this little tool, you're able to block them. Again, then they can go get a new screen name and, keep at it. Is your location tracker turned on? Of course my location tracker is turned on. What if what if something happens? I want my family to be able to find me. It's not anyone's business to know personal info. That's true. Oh, there we go. Doreen, Camping Therapy. Hello, hello, hello. I'm glad you're here. Thank you for coming in. We're talking about a subject that I ran across this channel right here. I'm going to put them back up here again. I have the deepest respect for them, and they have put fear into me that I've never felt on YouTube before. And I wish I had met their story a long time ago. So Pure Living for Life, and the reason I have an X on mine right now is the same reason they have an X on theirs. For the month of January, it stands for basically bringing attention to cyber and non-cyber stalking and harassing and terrorism. I believe they use the word terrorism. They use the word non-physical torture that was used on them. Non-physical torture was used on them. And I understand how some certain things that I've done on my channel have made it possible that if the wrong person took a dislike to me, even though I've got 1,542 subscribers, and they've got 538,000. 538,000. Fellas. Oh, fellas. Just a little down. Just a little down.
Are we too loud?
Just a hair.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's all right. Just a hair. So they're asking people to do videos if you can, if you're willing to. I recommend watching this one and this one. This is the stories about what's happened to them, and it took them off of YouTube for 2 years. And I'll tell you, they lost money. They were turned into DHS after they had a baby for no reason but to terrorize them. They would call the police out to their house. They would, for whatever reason, they would say, Pure Living for Life would find out that there was somebody driving by, taking pictures of them, stalking them, and they called the police. And then these people, this person would use FOIA to get the video from the police officer's chest. You tell me that's not sick and twisted. I'm just saying that's sick and twisted, and that very much has underlying sociopathy that most of us hopefully never have to face ever. So that's why the X through mine for this month. I've done a video. I'm working on it. It should be up tomorrow. And then I'll do another live stream, an official live stream about it on Sunday afternoon, probably 3-ish. Exploring Canada. Well, welcome to you. I was just looking at your channel. I just got a chance to go back, and I have some stuff in the queue to watch, but it's so funny to see you here. Thank you for coming, dear. I'm so happy you're here. So anybody with any size channel could face this problem. Anybody with any size channel. It doesn't have to be 500,000 subscribers. It could be a much smaller channel. It could be, people. And by the way, again, these people did nothing to deserve this attack on them. Psychological attack. Yes, ma'am. I'm going to drop a link here in case anybody would like to come up and chat about this or any other topic this evening. Doesn't have to be this topic. Just feel free. I'm going to reposition here. I did get my fireplace, a fire in my fireplace tonight, and I'm very happy about that. There's nothing like wood heat. Nothing like wood heat. So, is there anything that anybody has planned? So anybody on here, let me see, who might be, so Doreen, you probably have plans coming up for some camping this spring or some different events that you're going to. You always have something that you're doing so fun. And I'll tell you, I genuinely love those little campers. I always send those, especially on to my little sister, because she and I both love the old campers, and they make them, they fix them up to be so cute. So cute. So has anybody got, not until March? Yeah, I'm sure we are going to be bringing our RV back here very shortly. We have to clean out. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I've had longer hair off and on throughout my life. I always go back to the shorter hair, but it's either or. I'm probably going to let this grow until summer, and then whoop, I don't know. It always happens. I get really tired of it, and but there's some simplicity in having it a little bit longer, some simplicity. Just found out today. What did I miss? What happened? What SHTF happened? And again, feel free to come up and inform us. I dropped the link and or just the information in the channel. If there's something I can pull up. Oh, Kaylee, you're so cute. Yeah. I'm always asking Brent. You know, I ask my son, what does this mean? So I'm trying to stay away from the news. My son-in-law and I both are passionate about the crap that's going on, at least in our country. To follow it anywhere else. Oh, she just found out what it stands for. All right. Yeah, it's not good. So I don't know what's going on anywhere else right now, but I think we're facing some stuff here. You know, we have from the financial crisis that's happening.
I want to say that Emmanuel Macron, the Prime Minister of France, yesterday he tried to raise the retirement age from 62 to 64. And this morning, all the workers, 100 million in the streets. America, crickets.
Are you serious, Josh? 100 million in the streets of France. Okay, but everybody in the streets. Yeah, in America, it doesn't. That's going to be so. To
that
not
will
go.
happen when the people come to the big room with the groceries in it,
Yes.
and it's got a big padlock.
Yeah.
And not a moment before, baby.
No.
Not one moment.
I agree with you. I agree. There's so many things going on in the world, and the financial stuff at the root of it, and whatever's below that, you know, that's going to eventually affect. Well, it is affecting everybody. I know that things that I've paid a certain price. I'm looking over. I keep looking to my right because I've got a little. I've got a little pantry, an indoor pantry here, and I know that things that I paid a certain amount of money for even a year ago.
My friend on Facebook just now put up a picture. He went to the market and he bought bacon and yogurt, $17.81 in Trader Joe's. He said that
$17.81
$17.81 for 2 items. He said that in the 1980s, his mom took him to the grocery and $18 bought 4 full bags of groceries.
Well, yes, and I understand that prices increase, but, you know.
Greed increases.
Greed increases, yes.
What increases is the fantasy of the ruling class pig. That's what increases.
Yes.
What should be increasing is the proletariat's challenge to the ruling class pig in the streets like in France.
The proletariat
then
challenge.
We wouldn't be discussing the terrible things that are happening.
Yes.
Because they wouldn't be being put upon us by ruling class predators whose intention is the extermination of the non-white.
And what will they do when people are gone? I mean, they're going to have to work.
They ain't worked a day in their life yet. What makes you think they're gonna?
SHTF, Priscilla, means shit hits the fan. Stuff hits the fan. Salt hits the fan, blows back in your face, burns your eyes, goes up your nose. You're not feeling good about it.
Someday, I'm 56 now, but someday someone's going to adequately explain to me how the stock marketers of Wall Street that get all the subsidies and all the kisses and all the taste, what do they produce in society? Besides betting on whether grandma's going to lose her house on Friday or Monday morning. What?
There is problems, Josh. So we've discussed having a show. And as you probably can tell, Josh has strong feelings. Lucretia,
over a long time.
yes. And by the way, very smart about it. Sometimes I don't want anybody to, you know, the FBI to come and take him away, you know. That's my fear. But hi, Charlotte. Thank you for coming. I'm very, very happy you're here. We even got talking about the price of eggs and groceries. All right. So how much were eggs where you were at if you bought them? Because we normally buy the 5 dozen. We buy most of our stuff at a store called Winco, which is a big giant box store of groceries. Work around.
Awesome.
And oh, you cut back your TV watching after elections. I usually limit myself to the middle of the night. Okay, that's a good idea. Josh is passionate. So am I, but raises her blood pressure.
Josh is
too.
passionate about the idea that when someone like Ron DeSantis says the word woke, that it's a euphemism for anything that forces me to acknowledge the humanity of non-whites.
And it may be a completely legitimate thought. I agree.
Why is it called woke? Why isn't it called awakened? Because I woke, massa. It's black talk, G. It's ebonics. It's dog whistle.
Okay.
It's racially intended from its core.
So that makes sense.
I woke, right?
Yes, that makes sense.
You know?
Nobody has ever said that. You are the very first person.
Wake up.
Yes, it's a definitely a wake up.
I'm sorry, I shouldn't yell like that. I shouldn't get all upset about it. I gotta tell you, if that guy comes here,
you're going for a meeting with Ron, right?
It's gonna be hard not to step big time, G. It's gonna be hard not to do what our grandparents did to fascists.
Yeah. At Winco a couple of weeks ago, they were $3.89 a dozen. A guy in front of me had a big pack, said they were $16 a dozen at Winco.
Oh shit!
I don't know what part of the country you're in, sweetheart. We did buy a 5-pack that was about $17, and that's what we paid for a 5-pack. However, a year ago, we were paying less than 10 easily, like $8.96, $8.69, something like that. Put your show with Josh on Rumble. It's free speech. Yes, ma'am. Rumble is where it would have to be. I could not do.
I shouldn't be on YouTube.
Well, not on YouTube, but there's another platform called Rumble where. Okay, you're made for Rumble. But I would like to do a once a week chat about take each one of our Josh, you've thrown my brain into a spin cycle.
I'm so
Hold
sorry.
on, Hold on, mister.
We should do a theme. Each one should be the word of the should have a word of the day. Like for instance, today's word is credulity. Credulity is what working class proletarians have in their minds when Elon Musk is put in charge of Twitter and it's out of business in 6 weeks. When they don't ever, credulity is what establishes that that's somehow not him being put in charge of it to intentionally destroy it because it's a liberal voice. Duh.
Oh, that.
Duh.
So I would like to. Okay, that was for now. That makes sense. 5 dozen. I bought the cage-free brown eggs. I think Priscilla and Kaylee, or Priscilla says, "Amen, Josh." Priscilla says, "Amen, Josh."
The downturn of intelligence.
Becky's there, $8 a dozen. All right. So one of the channels that I follow, she is a homesteader, and talking about if she had to price her eggs, in all honesty, she said she would have to, because she would have to include what's it cost, all the costs that it costs for making these eggs. It would have had to have been about $11 a dozen, and she knew that wasn't right. And so she just took them off the market and just using them for her her family. I would love to have some eggs, some chickens, but when Richard and I get the chance to travel again, I don't know. Kaylee is going to make you some chamomile tea too, Josh.
That'll calm me down.
Yeah. So I would like some chickens, but Josh, do you see you and Britt taking care of chickens after we're traveling?
The chickens will come home to roost if I'm.
The chickens will come home to roost. Yeah. Just because he's in charge. I think that's possible. Probably not going to happen, as Richard and I've done a little chatting about it, but I would like to. I really, genuinely would like to. And again, I'm going to invite anybody up who would like to come up and chat about what they're doing on their channel, changes. Maybe there are some things you would like to do, you're planning on. I'd love to hear it all. And by the way, so just grab the link. One of the things that I need to set up a planning time with myself. And because one thing I really would like to do is I would like to do one day a week, a conversation about each one of our rights, you know, to read that right and then talk about cases that have,
Can the theme song be Know Your Rights by The Clash?
I don't know that song.
I do. Intimately.
So I would like to do one a week and talk about, you know, do you know, I did, you know, this is going to be sad. I'm 62. I'm 61. Levi said 62. So our Constitution, as enumerated as it is what we can expect from our federal government, our forefathers, as outlined by them. And our Bill of Rights are our protections from them. And that is exactly how my constitutional law professor explained it. The Constitution is about their responsibility, and the Bill of Rights is our protections from them. Because it is not supposed to be a ruling, you know, ruler over subordinates, which is not the case, actually. Even I know that, okay? It's not the case. Don't get chickens. Just my suggestion, just do it right. Loss of equipment. I hear you, Kaylee. Trust me on that. Cheaper to buy eggs. Yes. Much cheaper to buy eggs. I believe you're right. And I don't believe anybody else is probably in on it, would be in on working on it. It's going to be enough that we're having our little garden this year, and that's going to be great. I do want to expand the footprint of that said garden so that we have a few more things. And one of the things I want to get is one of these. It's specifically for potatoes. It's like a big, we're not eating a lot of potatoes though. I just want to grow potatoes because I'm staying away. I'm trying to do limited carbs. However, I was reading, they're not necessarily the worst carb in the world if done right. Hollis and Nancy, love Hollis and Nancy. Anything Hollis and Nancy, you can bank on. See, they're the people, when I originally saw myself going, when I was on first studying YouTube and first studying going on the road and all that good stuff, I had then ran across Hollis and Nancy and thought, oh, how can I go on the road? I want to be Hollis and Nancy. Seriously, they are the most awesome gardeners, purveyors of all things self-sufficient. Rabbits, do they still have rabbits? Rabbits, chickens. I would even love to have a goat, but I know it's not going to happen here. It's called a dream, Kaylee. I can still have a dream, can I?
I had a dream this morning.
I would love to have a goat for goat's cheese. I do love goat's cheese. I do love goat's cheese. I like to have it mixed with things like cranberries or lots of things. There's many, many ways to do goat's cheese.
Pate and goat cheese.
Pate and goat's cheese?
You know what pate is?
Yeah, I do know what pate is.
Pate and goat cheese are a nice winning combination.
I have never had that.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, so they are so awesome. I've been watching them since they were in Virginia. Yep, that's where I started watching them, growing in buckets. Now they're in North Central Florida. I know. I was always worried that their little homestead was going to be blown away time for exploring. Hey there. Wow. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're here. Thank you so much for coming. I didn't expect to see you, but you never know who's going to drop in. Never know. They don't have rabbits or goats. Okay. Yes, you can dream. I do. I have an awesome homestead in my mind, a lot like Hollis and Nancy. So we should get on that game, you know, about making our own little homestead game. But yeah, Richard would be great at it, by the way. Richard bonds with the animals. I mean, I'm an animal person. I just have all the disability crud to deal with. And early part of the day for me is extraordinarily painful. And I don't use pain medicine. Wah, wah, wah. I don't use pain medicine. And so it takes me a long time to physically be able to move much. But Richard, on the other hand, he doesn't have the level of pain I have. And he could feed chickens if we had chickens, Kaylee. I know goat cheese is very, very good. I love it. Especially, I've had goat cheese a couple different ways around Christmas. One of them was with cranberries. And I've also had it, I'm going to do them as raised as possible. And I actually found some raised garden beds for $10 each. But you know, it would take quite a few, but still, I'm just figuring in my head, you know, 100 of them, that's 10. I have to work out the math on how much area it would cover. I was going to wait till I was closer to being able to do that, which potentially is this week. But we have to get the side of our house cleaned off of some stuff that's there that needs to go to the dump. And otherwise I can't get my RV back here. It has got to come back here. Richard wants, we really want to get it here. Richard wants to finish doing some of the stuff himself, so that takes some of the pressure. Yeah, Kaylee, $10 for, sounds like, you remember that! Oh, Kaylee. Oh, those were the days of my ignorance. The days of ignorance and wishful thinking. A $75 Jackery. Yes, Kaylee, but no, this is a local guy. And he makes them. And I would never pay somebody anything over the internet again for a Jackery. For $75. I know it. I just thought I ran across a really good deal. I had three that were 6x16. Got a lot. Oh yeah, there you go. 6x16. That's pretty good size. So I for certain want some different carrot. I would like some carrots, and I would like celery, but I know that's a winter. Those are winter, and I know, Kaylee, it never came, just so you know. I have to go back and look at the size just to be certain about that. And I'm not certain, so yeah. Darn it. It's a lesson learned. You know, I can never stand to lose $75, of course, but that was a time when it wasn't a gigantic deal for me to just, you know, give somebody $75. Speaking of, I watched a show, you just reminded me, Richard and I are watching a show called Trafficked, and it's about trafficking of many different things, human beings, things, whatnot. There was a show last night on it about, like dealing in credit, like I caught, like it was two countries that they were specifically talking about. One was in Israel and one was in another country. Oh, Haiti. No, it wasn't Haiti. It wasn't Haiti. It's another country that for some reason in my mind reminds me of Haiti. Jamaica. It was in Jamaica, Mom. And
I gotta hear you do more Rasta talk.
yes, you know, I'm not a good Rasta talker.
You going to do a whole podcast.
Oh goodness, a whole podcast where I'm doing nothing but Rasta.
Irie Ites, man. Lucretia, man.
Yeah,
Bless.
Josh, you are so funny. Uh,
Looks are and everything.
oh goodness. So it's about, you get a call on the phone. You won, Lucretia. You have won $7,300,000. Aren't you excited? What are you going to do with it? Okay, it's those people. And I didn't win $7 million. And there are people that have sent them tens of thousands of dollars. One man sent, in order to get it transferred into this country, you're going to have to pay. There's a certain amount of money you have to pay. It's like $10,000. And
there's that word credulity again.
yes, credulity. Yeah,
just pops up,
lack
doesn't it?
lack of credulity. And this poor fellow had paid like $50,000 to get his $7 million or whatever it was. And it was an older man, and it was his last money.
Oh,
And he killed himself.
Yep.
And he felt stupid.
Oh,
He felt scared.
oh.
And so talking to the people that are the perpetrators of these kind of crimes, they absolutely feel none, no guilt. And for many reasons, there's a few core reasons, but many reasons. And so anyways, I will find out the size and I'll let you know about that. Let's see here. That was murder. Yep, I agree, Kaylee. And this reporter, she was she went in to talk to these very scary people who are at the core of this kind of thing. She was in both Jamaica and Israel. And she said, but she's blindfolded when she's taken to these places. It's very scary. The one guy, he said he was going to take all of the camera equipment that belonged to the team, but he really liked her, so he was leaving her camera equipment with him, and had no qualms, because the belief is that it's owed to them. And by the way, if you are willing to give them your money, that's not their fault.
A lot of those scams come from countries where the military junta has taken over 4 decades ago, and the people have eaten dirt for 39 of those 40 years. They have no other choice.
Israel being one of
I'm
them?
thinking about a lot of the countries in Africa, where like the Nigerian prince scam.
Oh, yeah.
And so I mean, it predominantly comes from those countries.
So check this out. One of our older sisters, the next one up from me, she was getting ready to have this surgery on her back, and she was down for months. Her partner had committed suicide. She had to be brought back to Oregon from Wyoming because she was helpless physically with this very serious ruptured disc situation. And one of our nieces flew over there and drove her back. Anyways, so she had a lot of downtime, is what I'm saying. And she was in bed here at this house, in our house. This is my father's house. He made it. Oh, you're saying, okay, I'll text you the picture and you can look at it, Kaylee, and give me your thoughts. And so, yeah, I think they're looking for punishment that we can't give them. I can't. And so she connected with this man from one of the South African countries. And Richard, hold the story, please. Would you like to come over and say hello, Richard? Okay, when you let the dog out. And so she started communicating with this man, and eventually it went from online to on the telephone. And I and my sisters were like, Patricia, what are you thinking? Really? And he wanted her to send, he was like an oil bigwig, but he was stuck in this country. And Richard's coming in to say hello. Say hi.
Hi,
There we go. It's the camera.
glad to see you. Or
You could see me anyway.
Yep.
Happy holidays.
Okay, so she was in this communication online and on the phone with him, and we were having Tim from Time from Exploring said hello, Richard,
Hello.
and Kaylee said hello, Richard.
Hello.
Naj said hello,
Hello.
and so the short of it is she ended up, it was ridiculous. We're like, you have lost, I know that you're taking medication, I know you're in agonizing pain and you feel alone and helpless, but this is bull. This person is lying to you. You know they're lying to you. You're a very smart lady, very smart. She just was very vulnerable, and this person knew she was vulnerable. What he did not count on was that the day that she had surgery, that our oldest sister was going to, yes, there should be some turkey in there, that we were going to get my sister was going to get a hold of her phone at the hospital and explain to him what was going to happen if he got in touch with her again. Sorry, Patty. But anyways, it was Friday, Nigeria. Yes, you got it again, Priscilla. The Nigerian situation with Patty started at your house, yes, and then continued here. And we just didn't understand because she's a very smart person, and she is been around the world, you know. She worked out with lots of different kinds of people, but she was at a place in her life where she was very low. She was Richard.
Oh, sorry. Come on, baby.
Where she was vulnerable, and that's kind of the point, is they look for vulnerable people and they want to make that connection with a vulnerable person. They didn't know that she had 4 watchdogs with her phone. Lucretia and Richard, will you be able to come down to O23 for June for a day? Okay, so
Long way to go for a day. Huh?
Well, my hope is yes, that is, we can come down there for several days, actually. We have to get our RV back here to our house so Richard can finish fixing it up. It's my nephew's done some stuff for us, and we need some new batteries. We've got to fix, there's some, it isn't as bad as it sounds. It's just a couple of small things that have to be fixed on her, and so Tim, my desire is, I badly want to come. You don't know how bad this would be the 3rd one I've missed if I don't get to go. And maybe we can come down for a day. Certainly we can drive down for a day, but I want to come down. I want to come down there. All right. I've shown up at friends' house throughout the years when they were vulnerable. First, I'd take pictures of the car, the license plate, the glove box docs, before I went inside and took face pics. Are you a stalker, kid? Just kidding, sweetheart. Oh, that sounded funny. The way you wrote that, hun. Some might anger people who never return to friends' homes. Several days would be cool. Missed you. We really want to come. And you know, it's why we got an RV, is what I was thinking. So I was using my iPad, and when she went into surgery, I searched it. Yes, Priscilla, you got him. Good for you. Yes, you and Nancy, I believe. No, I mean to scare off bad people. I thought we were talking. Yes, I know, sweetheart. I'm teasing. Yes. Oh, yeah. That's basically what my family did with this person, to scare them off. So I need to actually go too. I've been enjoyed this last hour and a half. I didn't know what I was going to do from 6 to 7:30 tonight, but you guys filled that gap for me. And it's been fun. It's been fun. Didn't know how many people would show up or if anybody would show up. It's been small, but it's been fun. And please look for the video that I'm going to put out on the cyber stalking, and go check out the channel. I'm going to put it up on the screen one more time for anybody who might have come in late, and you'll know exactly why. Pure Living for Life. Cyber stalked and stalked in person, threatened their lives, took them off of YouTube for a couple of years. It was so serious, so it affected their income level. And they've got 538,000 subscribers, so they're not a small channel, but it can happen to any channel. It can happen to any size of channel. I know that they have went after the Crockers as well. I know that Carolyn's RV Life has been attacked, not necessarily by the same person, but she definitely suffered an attack. And by the way, I'm just going to say this. No, maybe I shouldn't, but I'm going to anyways. It's just me. One of the things is that that I respect about Carolyn and I are fairly opposite politically, but I totally respect her right to have her belief. 110%. I respect that right. And I would support, I don't even know how to really put it into words. I support that right. And if I want other people to give me that right, then I need to give them that right.
Right.
There is a two-way street. We do drive on two-way streets, people. So anyways, I just want to say thank you so much for showing up for me and hanging out. We'll be out in Smoky Mountains tomorrow if anyone enjoys that. Okay. You're gonna do a live stream, I believe. Is that what you're saying? I hope that's what you're saying. And I will be at my computer all day tomorrow, so I will see when somebody's live stream pops up, and I will do the best I can to get into them off and on throughout the day after about 11 o'clock, because that's about when I can think straight. And so anyways, I just want to say thank you guys. You're deeply appreciated by me, and I will never forget the support I get from you. And I love you guys. And stay safe, stay happy, stay healthy, and live whatever passion is your passion. Live your passion. That's what I'm trying to do the best I can. All right, guys. Have a good evening.